How are we doing? It's 10 p.m, bang on the dot. Sasha is here, joining straight away. Who else have we got? Sal. I don't recognise the name, Sal. Maybe you've not been on a scope before. If you haven't, then shout up where you're viewing from. Vishal's here, Sam's here, Lee's here. How are we doing, everybody? It's good to see you. So welcome. Tonight we're looking at a little bit more of mind hacks and motivation. Archie is here as well. For those who don't know me, and for those who are watching the replay, I always forget the replay people. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. My name's Ross. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist from Manchester in the UK. I scope 3 times a week. Monday and Wednesday we do something called Mind Hacks and Motivation, giving out mindset tips, motivation, productivity hacks, all sorts of things that are going to help you get further in your life and career faster. And then on a Friday we do a book club. Hey Archie, how are we doing? Carl is here as well. I've ordered the book for book club. I'm going to tell you at the end of the scope what book club on Friday is going to be. It's a really famous book actually that a lot of people who are into personal development probably will have already read. I've not read it for years though, no longer have a copy. I've ordered a new one and that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. Sasha did make it, Sam. It's good to see you here. Hi Carl. Very exciting week as well, guys. For those who don't know, who are watching, I've spent like the last, Nina, hello, spent like 6 months creating a mindset course for actors. I'm an actor, a lot of people on the scopes are actors. Doesn't mean you're all actors. Sal's off, she's legging it. See you, Sal. Thanks for the rose though. It's good that you at least check this out for 10 seconds. See that's the effects I have on people, guys. They come in, they think it's going to be great, they see my face, Sal's off, but she did leave a flower. Thanks, Sal. I spent the last 6 months creating a mindset course called Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success, and I gave a little bit of a sneak peek, early access to people who are in our Facebook group. We've got a little bit of a secret Facebook group going on. Awesome people, all these people you see here are involved in it and are in it. Really supportive community, okay, where people empower each other, not just whinge about the industry, moan about how hard things are, and just basically put a downer on everything. Hello, Lee. And I gave the Facebook group access to the products early so they could buy it early this week. People like Lee, Carl, Sam, all bought it already. It's amazing, guys, to see you going through the course and see you leaving your comments, and the honesty that people are leaving in those comments about their lives, things they've experienced, is massively inspiring for me to go, wow, like there's so many things, you know what, sometimes you don't know, do you? Carl's loving it. I'm glad you're loving it, Carl. I put my heart and soul into it, so thank God you're loving it. But you don't know what people have been through, do you? This is something that's kind of been illuminated just today, again, you know, through hearing about people's stories. And in Unit 1 I asked people what they want from the course and to leave a comment and why they're here, why they're doing it. And there's some people have shared really honestly and openly their history and their past and things that have happened to them, and it's amazing. How can I get access to it? Vishal, I normally private message people the link because it doesn't launch officially until, well, actually towards the end of January. There's going to be a pre-launch on the 18th of January, which is classed as Blue Monday, Vishal, which is supposed to be the most depressing day of the year. So that's when I'm going to start the launch. I'm going to be giving away a little bit of free content to let people know about who I am, because people who are new and haven't watched the scopes and don't know me, they're going to be like, well, I'm going to give this guy all this money to do this course, and I've got no knowledge of him at all. So I'm going to give some free advice out first for people, just to prove that I'm for real. But you can go, Vishal. I'll just give you the link now. If you go to www.bulletproofactorcourses.com, and you can actually get early access to the product there. It's on the page. There's 2 versions available. There's a self-study version, which is a bit cheaper than a VIP version, but the VIP version includes everything from the self-study version, but also it includes 5 weeks of live coaching as well that we'll be doing online, similar to Periscope. This is amazing, guys. We're going to be doing it through a product called Blab, which I've been saying for months we're going to start using, and I've stuck with Periscope. But Blab is like Periscope, but allows 4 people to chat in person online. Everyone else can watch, and then I can invite people on, like 3 guests at a time, and we're all going to get interactive. We're all going to be talking about kind of how we relate to the course, the things that are in each unit. There's 5 units really that effectively allow you to break down your life, break down your limited life story you're currently living, which has been formed by a lot of past experiences and beliefs, things that you feel certain about in life that actually were never meant to be your beliefs, things that have happened to you in the past that have put you in places you didn't really want to go. Create these limiting beliefs about life and about what you feel you can and can't achieve. It allows you to break all that, I call it bullshit quite a lot in the course. Carl says it's awesome. Thanks, Carl, because it is bullshit. But as human beings, we're not taught how to deal with that bullshit. And how actually to kind of use that to our advantage and get a breakthrough, what I call a breakthrough, and then it takes you all through that, a huge process. There's 33 videos included in the course, and some bonus podcasts as well, and then there's a live element as well where we're all going to be kind of delving down deeper, but it will enable you to literally rewrite your history. I don't know one single successful person at all who hasn't rewritten their history, effectively. So it's exciting, people are enjoying it. But if you go to bulletproofactorcourses.com, Vishal, you can check it out. There's a whole video on there that breaks it down unit by unit, so you know exactly what you're buying into before you purchase the course. So tonight's scope, guys, this is it's a pleasure. This has come about because over Christmas I had my brother come and stay with me, and he's got 2 kids, my niece and my nephew. My niece is 2, she's nearly 3, she's going to be 3 in March. My nephew is 10, he's mad on Star Wars at the moment, bought him a lightsaber for Christmas. Heart it up if you've seen the new Star Wars. I've not seen it yet, however, fingers crossed, I could well be interviewing, don't really want to say it yet, but in case it doesn't happen, but John Boyega, the Stormtrooper, the new guy, in Star Wars, for Acts on This, as a podcast or a live broadcast interview. So that would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? So, but don't say anything yet, because it might not happen, okay? This is literally between me and you and the people that are on this scope. There's probably like 40 people watching. Only we know this. Don't go broadcasting it in case it doesn't happen, okay? You know what? I haven't seen any Star Wars, Sam, till like really recently, and I watched literally the first one from way back, and I think it's all right. I'm hoping the new ones are a bit more, well, they're going to be better, aren't they? Because it's all CGI and stuff. What did I just miss? Kim, hello, good evening. You've not missed loads. We've just been talking about Bulletproof Actor for a start. Kim's all good to go. And I haven't seen it, Lee, honestly. And then we're talking about Star Wars a little bit. We will see it posted everywhere tomorrow. Don't, Carl. It might all go wrong. Love the film. Hope you get John. It would be wicked. It would be great to get him. A friend of mine is involved with a production company who is John's either a part of or my friend's partner in the production company is really close to him. I don't know the exact relationship. I Facebooked him tonight to go look. John is up for a best like a rising star BAFTA. I interviewed Jason Watkins last year on Acts on This, who won the best actor BAFTA in 2015, and I've had Warwick Davis on, who was the original Ewok in Star Wars. We've got a lot in common. So John, we've got the BAFTA link and the Star Wars link. So I'd love it if he came on board and did an interview with us. That would be fantastic. But anyway, back to my niece and nephew. They came to stay over Christmas, and watching them, when you watch kids, I don't have a lot to do with kids and stuff because I don't have my own children and stuff, and I don't spend a lot of time around them. But so it's kind of nice in small doses, and like watching them play. And just watching the way that they behave and asking them about what they want to be when they grow up and all these kind of things, really taught me a lot. And I thought, there's a lot of things that I've forgotten about life that kids, and I think we all have as kids, we just do, and we don't worry about. Laura's here. Someone else joined before Laura as well. I didn't catch who it was. Let us know if you're new and if you are where you're watching from. I am plugged in. I am on aeroplane mode, so my phone won't go off, and I've got a coffee. Play is totally underrated. No, it is, Sam, honestly. And like watching them play and then making me play. Uncle Ross, come on, we got to play Star Wars. And my niece was making me play school and making me play, going, right, I'm the mummy and I'm coming to pick you up from school. No worries, Laura, don't worry about it. You've not missed much. We're just starting on I was saying my niece and nephew came to stay over Christmas, and some things that I was kind of watching them and playing with them, I've learned quite a lot that we want to talk about tonight. Just remind ourselves, it's all lessons that we know already or we've been taught before, but we often just forget. Best thing about being a kid is that you're fearless. Exactly what we're going to talk about that, definitely. But my niece is hilarious. She's so funny. She was pushing this trolley along and she's going, obviously heard it from her mum when she's walking over in school, but she's going, she's only 2. She's going, Uncle Ross, I can't push the trolley and hold your hand. And, it's just ridiculous. But it's very, very funny. So tonight, 4 lessons. There were just 4 things that stood out for me. 4 lessons that we can learn. We can all learn from children. Okay, there's a great quote that Picasso said once. Is Pablo Picasso? It says, "All children are artists." Okay, the problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. I think that's something like, heart that up if you relate to it as an actor, or you're in this business. Sometimes it's kind of like the stuff that you would have done at the drop of a hat as a kid, that if you're asked to do in an audition now, you'd freeze up and go, what? Oh my god, I'm going to look so stupid if I do that. What, I've got to pretend to be something a bit crazy? I can't do that. Look at my friend's 7-year-old on Saturday and I heard lightsabers are on the agenda. Oh, it's amazing. I bought my nephew like a wicked lightsaber from the Disney store. One of these Kylo Ren, I think is a character in the new Star Wars. It's got like a cross lightsaber. Vibrates, makes all these noises as you swing it. Awesome. 25 quid from Disney. Should be getting paid commission there. So yeah, I've got these four things that we're going to look at. It's only going to be a bit of a brief scope tonight, just with the 4 things. Love Star Wars, Kim. Well, I want to go and see the new one. Check it out. I'm hearing a lot about it. Lee, you can have a lightsaber. It's just a big kid. 1, never stop exploring. This was what I noticed with the both of them, right? When you stop exploring and asking questions, my niece wants to know the answer to everything. When you stop exploring, asking questions and having a general curiosity about the world, you've started to limit yourself and the type of opportunities that can be put in front of you. Kids have this uncanny ability to ask strings of questions. Give me some hearts if you have a little one in your life who does this, in order to find out everything from like, why does a bird fly? Where do babies come from? And then when you give them an answer, they go, yeah, but why? Yeah, but why? Why? They just want to know why to everything. This mentality of exploring and asking questions can not only help you learn more, but it may open up new opportunities, passions, or pathways that you never considered before. So sometimes we just stop asking questions. My little cousin likes to say why about everything. Big sticks become lightsabers, small sticks become wands. Harry Potter, exactly. But yeah, we just forget to ask sometimes. And I think as adults, you know what? There'll be something, I've said this on quite a few scopes. You know, like if you're in a class or something, or you're at a workshop or something, and then and someone said that the tutor might say at an acting workshop, like, oh, and such a person in this show, expecting that you've seen it and you'll relate to that. And rather than say, oh, sorry, can you just explain that because I didn't watch that film, even though it's supposed to be like a classic film and everyone's supposed to have watched it, even though I've hardly watched any of the classics. And people talk to me about Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and all these films. I mean, I've started admitting now, going, no, I haven't got a clue. Back in the day, I used to just nod and go, oh yeah, oh, he was brilliant in it, so good in it, oh yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I had no bloody idea whether he was good in it. They could have just made it up and I'd have still agreed. Love theatre, constant exploring. Yeah, theatre, I think in a theatre background, you are made to do this a lot more in TV. It's certainly not the, necessarily the done thing. I've actually done that so many times. I still do it sometimes, honestly, especially if it's something that's very kind of current and everyone's talking about it and I just feel I should know. But we do that. We're scared to ask a question because we think we'll be ridiculed or something. My acting class think I'm thick because I say I don't know that actor. Well, that's great, Carl. You know what? It's brilliant. I think honesty and vulnerability in all walks of life are fantastic, and it's just, I'm just as shit as you, Carl. They're very powerful traits of vulnerability, and when you ask for help or you show a vulnerable side, people give it, but I think as adults we just keep forgetting actually to ask that question or ask for that help. Totally the same with films. Several list friends have made me, yeah, I get that all the time. Googling them, yeah, definitely. Please, you've seen The Godfather. I've seen parts of The Godfather, Lee. I've not seen it all the way through. The only silly question you have is the one you don't ask. Yes, exactly. There are no stupid questions, Steve. I didn't notice you'd popped on, mate. Good to see you. There's no stupid questions bar the ones that you don't ask. I'm definitely an advocate of that. So yeah, explore. So that's my takeaway. Number 1 from having the kids over at Christmas. Explore more and ask why. If you don't understand how something works, that's something that I've learned in the online sphere as well, in terms of creating websites and stuff. When I was creating Bulletproof Actor, and I hope people let me know, the people who have bought it already, how you're finding navigating the course and how is it simple for you and the user interface and stuff, because designing all that and figuring all that out to make it as easy for you guys as possible, there were some things that I didn't have a clue how it's set up, or I didn't know why they worked that way. So when I was working with developers, I'm like, why did we do this? Why is that? Why does it work like that? Carl says it's simple, it's very simple. Awesome, Carl. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. Just literally brain dead simple, so that you don't have to think about anything. You can just access it and bang. No problems yet up to now. Awesome, brilliant. So yeah, I've had to ask why a lot more during that process, and ask for help as well. So it's wicked that you guys are enjoying it. I've seen quite a lot of comments coming through within the course, because you can leave comments under each video, see how you're getting on, and it's brilliant. It's just so nice to see people actually using it. Intro video is second to none. Oh, thank you. You make so easy to access on the go. Yeah, that's brilliant. So that's one thing that we really wanted to do. We wanted to make it accessible on your phone, on your iPod, on your iPad, on your Mac, on your PC. We wanted to enable you to download the stuff. If you didn't have an internet connection when you're out, you can still listen to it. You can download the audio, or you can just listen to the audio, or you can watch the video to save on your data usage when you're out and about. My avatar won't save. Okay, well, I'll look at that, Sam. Thanks for the heads up on that. And then you get the response, you're an actor, you should know who I mean. Yeah, you definitely do, Archie. Yeah, without a doubt. People go, what, you're an actor? You haven't seen Gone with the Wind? Well, it's not really my kind of film, to be honest. It's great, Ross, that I can go back to it. Awesome. Yeah. And you can, and you guys, obviously, you'll get access to the course. Literally, I mean, that's it. You've got it now, and it will be there forever. And you can download all the PDF books. And you can download all the audio. You can stream the video wherever you are on the go as well. But that's yours now, and you'll get access to that. And I will be bringing out other courses all under that same site, and they'll just be literally like a one-click purchase. You'll never have to worry about details and buying stuff again. You just literally click, you want it, and that's how good it is. Gone with the Wind is about 4 hours of your life you'll never get back. Well, I'm not interested in losing 4 hours to Gone with the Wind, although it probably is good. Maybe I'm missing out. Number 2, so number 1, never stop exploring, and definitely explore the Bulletproof Actor site and find any little bugs on there that might be going on, so that I can get them fixed. Sorry for the choice word. You can say anything on these, Archie. Anything goes. 2, they're not afraid to make mistakes. If you look at little kids trying something new for the first time, you'll quickly see how fearless they are. Someone mentioned on the scope before how fearless kids are. They may try 100 times to tie their shoes. My niece is doing this, she can't do it, and do a rather poor job at it, but they will keep doing it over and over again, no matter how many times they fail. Babies do this when they're learning to walk. If a kid falls over 10 times, do you think they just give up and go, oh, well, I'm never going to walk then? Forget that, I tried that walking 10 times and I couldn't do it, so I'll just never walk. I've been told to contact EastEnders for a job. I've had that one a couple of times. Oh yeah, you always get that. When am I going to see you on Coronation Street then? That's what they always say when you're an actor. So this is because kids are not as pressured, they're not as pressured by society as we are, about failures. They don't let one mishap bring them down. If we all took our failures in this way, many of us would be far more successful, can't read tonight, far more successful in our personal and professional lives. So it is about, literally just, continuing. Like say, if you'd have given up as a baby because you fell over 10 times, you wouldn't be walking as an adult, okay? But you didn't give up because you didn't have that thing in your head that went, oh, I've just fallen over and I look stupid. When you fall over in public now, who's done that? On ice. How stupid do you feel? Because of my eyesight, because I don't have any peripheral vision, those on the scopes regular, and you'll hear a lot about that in Bulletproof Actor in Unit 3. I talk about my life story and how that's affected my life. I have no peripheral vision. The amount of times I have walked into bins or lampposts when I'm out in public, and I'm like, oh my God. It's so embarrassing as an adult. Yet as a kid, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't be bothered at all. You just go, oh well, I tried walking and I walked into a lamppost, so I'll give it another go next week. It'll be absolutely fine. Whereas an adult, you're just like, oh my God. It's crazy. I feel like such an idiot when I fall. They're not essentially controlled either. The whole muscle memory is so much more free. Yeah, they're just not as inhibited, as we are as adults, and that's all because of past experiences that might not be very good. And as adults, well, as human beings, we have our kind of built-in instinct is to run away from pain and towards pleasure. And whenever we have a bad experience, we create a limiting belief, which we know about, and a belief is just a feeling. It's a feeling of certainty. So when you say that, I believe this, you're actually saying I feel certain about this. This is how I feel about this thing, and I'm sure that is the case. And it very often isn't. It's just because you're trying to run away from the pain towards the pleasure, rather than revisiting that pain and going, actually, how can I make it better? Try to fall with style if I'm going down, everyone know about it. I always do that. How many times have you really hurt yourself when you've fallen though, and you've got up and laughed and gone, oh yeah, it's fine. It's not till you walk around the corner you go, oh my God. I'm on a stick, as I get embarrassed at times. Try to say, yeah. No, I mean, that's, anything that you think makes you stand out as something that's different, Carl, is going to make you feel sometimes going to make you feel self-conscious. My vision definitely used to do that for me. I would feel kind of like a bit embarrassed to even tell people about it, and I'd try and blag my way through, and it'd often get me into trouble because I'd miss handshakes, because it's not just my peripheral vision this way that's at fault, it's my peripheral vision this way. So it's a bit like a letterbox. So I would also miss handshakes that are going out, and people would go, oh my God, he's such an arrogant prick. He didn't even shake my hand, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what? If I'd have just owned up, shown that vulnerability, asked the question, maybe asked for help, explored a little bit more, I wouldn't have been in that situation. I don't drink, and the looks I get, even from people I've worked with for a couple of years, yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's because you're not getting anything to run away from, Sasha, which is good. I drank for many years, don't bother nowadays, but I've spent about 11 years of my life going out rather heavily, I think, pretty much, many many times a week. The amount of money I spent on alcohol, ridiculous. Now, just doesn't interest me at all. I'd much rather have a brew in a 24-hour Starbucks than go clubbing. I often sit in Starbucks till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning with my mates, sometimes on a Saturday because we're so rock and roll. 3, be brave. Okay, always seems to amaze people how brave little kids can be. Always on the T, Carl, stick to that, mate. Whether they are ready to jump in the deep end without knowing how to swim or climb on the roof before they can really master walking, kids always seem to be getting into dangerous situations without fear. Kim doesn't drink as well, people don't understand why. Which is why you're not up at 6. Hey Lee, I was up at 6 yesterday and I was up at just after 6 today, but I tweeted the wrong person. I said I'd tweet Lee when I was up at 6 AM because I'm trying to become a morning person, and I tweeted him at 6:01, but I sent it to the wrong account, so there's some guy out there who just thinks I'm an absolute nutter. Whilst this can give any parent a mild heart attack, there's an important lesson to be learned about bravery, okay? You should not fear the unknown. Just because you don't know how something will end up, you shouldn't be afraid of it. Okay, be brave when pursuing your goals. We talked about goals already this year. I hope you're still pursuing those, or you've planned those. And if you aren't, then just pretend you are. Just to pretend to be so, just to start moving, and then hopefully you'll get that bravery as you go along. I heard someone kicking off saying Ross wasn't up. Ross was up. That was Lee jumping the gun. Well, it wasn't. It's because I tweeted the wrong person. Lee's name is Lee Petcher. I searched his name on Twitter, Petcher, and it ended up tweeting at Petcher rather than, I'm sure I clicked your avatar, Lee, but it just sent some guy called at Petcher, me going something like up 6 AM club or something like that. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, sometimes you do just have to just take that leap. You'll learn in Bulletproof Actor the 3 constructs of confidence, of real, authentic confidence. People think confidence is something that you are born with. That's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Confidence is something that can be authentically constructed and manufactured, and it's constructed through 3 ingredients. They are courage, commitment, and capability. One comes after the other. The first step is courage. That's the only thing that's going to lead to confidence. If you don't have the courage initially, you're never going to be confident in something. You'll never jump out of a plane for the first time, because it's not confidence that gives you that, it's the courage that gives you that ability to jump out of the plane. And bravery and courage, yeah, massive, absolutely massive if you want to get anywhere. So try and be braver like the kids. I've seen kids on holiday who can barely walk jumping in the deep end of the swimming pool, but they've got armbands on, but I'd be like, wow, it's kind of pretty brave, I wouldn't jump in that necessarily, and I'm grown adult. So yeah, number 4. Oh, you know what I've done, guys? I keep doing this, don't I? Let me get my mouse. I didn't print out slide number 4 because let me just have a look here. Because I ran out of ink. Sam ran out of ink, she said before, when she was printing out her Bulletproof Actor books. I also ran out of ink, Sam, so I'm just about to reload, and I did, but I obviously didn't hit print again on the printer. But 4, can't show you the slide. 4 was dream big. Okay, and let me just move this over here so I can still see you guys as well as I read you this slide. This will be available as a PDF. You can download this, by the way, on the replay. If you're watching on actsonthis.tv, in the Periscope section, you'll see a PDF document you can download underneath this video. So slide number 4 was dream big. It says dreaming big is the first step towards doing something big. Okay, if you're not dreaming big, let me tell you this is something that's great, and I don't think I've said it in quite this way before. You're all learning in Bulletproof Actor as well. About the success cycle. That's literally the formula for success. It's the reason, my head's fine, Kim. It's the reason that the rich get richer. It's the reason the poor get poorer. It's the reason the more successful get more and more successful. How many people do you see and you go, wow, they just seem to attract success, and this person over here just seems to attract crap? It's all to do with something called the success cycle, and I talk about that. And the success cycle really is only limited by your beliefs and your dreams, and your beliefs are dictated to often by how big you can dream. And someone said to me, they said, you will never outwork, you will never out-earn, you will never outperform, and you will never outgrow your belief system. So that says basically that if say for instance, you know, my business will never earn £1 million if my beliefs and my dreams say I only think it's going to earn £50,000. You know, I will never be able to achieve more than actually my what I'm dreaming, how big I'm dreaming, and how much, you know, how much belief I have, how certain I am about those things, those feelings about I can do this or I can't do this. I will never outgrow my belief system. So if your belief system and your dreams aren't big enough, well, you're never going to get further than you're currently dreaming effectively. So it says kids are never afraid. Okay, kids do not have this type of inhibition. They dream big. Think about the last time you asked a little kid what they wanted to be when they grew up. My friends and family say to me too, Carl, oh, I miss Carl's comment. But yeah, chances are, so when you ask a little kid what they want to be, you'll hear answers like, my niece, princess. What? But I mean, it's great, isn't it? I want to be a princess, or boys like an astronaut. I asked one little girl what she wanted to be. Well, she said Beyonce. You know, it's ridiculous. Or lads will go football players. You know, it's really big ambitions. Okay, some pretty big and lofty dreams. You know, for adults. But as a kids, you know, they seem really like they're real. They seem reality effectively. So don't be afraid to make your dreams a little bigger. You never know if they are possible until you try. Okay, we said this before, and I give that example of Roger Bannister all the time. I keep banging on about it, but I'll drill it into you. You know, before Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile, my mate, don't you want a backup plan? Yeah, don't worry about backup plans. Don't have a plan. Why have a plan B when you know you've got a plan A? But yeah, that Roger Bannister, you know, before he ran the 4-minute mile, it was deemed impossible. People just thought human beings don't have the potential. No one was dreaming that big. He ran the 4-minute mile in 1954, I think. His record, I think it lasted something like 43 days until somebody beat it, because it suddenly became possible. Other people were dreaming just as big as that. So it's only impossible until it's done, effectively. So be a bit unrealistic sometimes, you know, be a bit unreasonable in your beliefs and your dreams. So that was slide number 4. So we had those 4 points are, to recap, number 1, never stop exploring. Never stop exploring. Number 2, kids are not afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Number 3, be brave. And then the slide I can't show you because I've not printed it out, was number 4, was dream big. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you this. I just wanted to finish with this. You know, just think it's interesting. They're my lessons that I've learned from the kids around me over Christmas and New Year. What are some lessons that you've personally learned from kids? Have you got anything else that you want to add? You know, that we can take away from this tonight and apply in our lives tomorrow. I'm going to do a talk tomorrow at a charity, a really cool charity in Stoke called Ruby Girl. We're going to do a talk on mindset to the guys there, and limiting beliefs and goal setting. So that's going to be really cool. I think they deal with some kind of like, you know, empowering children and young adults as well. Fall, then get up, then fall again. Definitely feel the fear and just do it. Just how resilient they are. They enjoy the simple things in life, yeah. And their imagination is amazing. Kids are truthful and don't hold back. Oh, you know what? I went to a barbecue over Christmas. Have you seen that game that's going around? Everybody seemed to... oh, you've heard of Ruby Girl? Awesome. There's that game going around, everybody got for Christmas, where you stick your head in the thing and you turn the thing and it splats you in the face. I bought it for my brother. It's like, you know, he's like 40, but I just bought it him as a laugh. Pie face, yeah, it's hilarious. It is good. Played it with real cream as well. Although I love squirty cream, so it was quite nice. Kids, work with vulnerable kids, inspire you every day. Awesome. Pie face is great. There's a really poor version of it called Splat. It's like a fake version. I've read really bad reviews about it. Don't get it. Apparently the spring is not strong enough, so it'll never hit you in the face. I went to a barbecue, and this little girl said to me, she went, "Oh, you'll never believe it." She goes, "My mum got pie face from a friend at work, and she just forgot to give her the £20. Don't worry though, she said she'll pay her back at some time in the new year." And I was thinking, did she just forget? You know, kids will just say anything, they'll just be truthful. When I worked in the shop in the Trafford Centre, a kid came up and she went, "Hi, I'd like to buy Sims for the PC." She goes, "I'd like to buy Sims 4. Sims is a game, you've probably heard of Sims, The Sims. She goes, "I'd like to buy Sims 4, but I can't. I just had to take Sims 1, it's only £4.99, and her mum was stood next to her. She went, I can't get Sims 4 because my mum's on benefits." And I just thought, oh wow, you know, it was so sweet though. She just meant it in just such an innocent way. Her mum was quite mortified. But kids are so truthful, they just speak their mind, and sometimes that, you know, not speaking our mind or being truthful and communicating truthfully with people as well can get us into trouble as adults. because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, or we don't want to look like we're criticising or anything like that, where actually sometimes people just, you're doing them a favour. If you're not telling them about something, honestly, I feel if I'm not trying to sell you Bulletproof Actor, I'm doing you a disservice. Genuinely. And that's why there's a refund policy on it. Literally, the refund policy is you go through it, you have to do it all. That's part of the refund policy. You can't just buy it, don't do it, and then go, right, I want a refund. You've got to buy it and do it. And the nice thing is I can track in the back end of the system if you are doing it. Okay, I didn't know if I tell you that or not, but I can see exactly what videos you've watched, how many times you've watched them, which parts of them you watch the most, just to check that you're doing it, because I want to hold you accountable and go, actually, you didn't look at lesson 3 in unit 4, you need to go back and watch that. But my guarantee is that if I had worst day today, I've started Bulletproof, and my mood's up and up, boom, good lad, Carl. But yeah, if you go through it, and if literally you don't feel that your confidence has at least doubled by the end of this course, I will give you every single penny back. You have my word. But I just need you to commit to it and do it, and therefore I know it will change your life. Literally working all day tomorrow, otherwise I could have possibly met you for a coffee. Oh, it's yeah, I'm knocking around. Coffee's always delicious in my hand, always welcome. But yeah, so it'd be awesome if people get involved, go through the course. I tried to make it as affordable as possible, and there's even a 3-pay multi-pay thing I've done on it now, where you can pay in 3 installments over 3 months. So if you don't want to pay all up front, you don't have to. Just want to try and get as many people involved in it as possible. But if you do get the course, go into it with these things in mind. Explore things, be brave. Don't worry about making mistakes. And fingers crossed, everyone's going to have a really good time of it. Waiting for my books, but I didn't know if I should wait till the live sessions. That's how we bribe you. Yeah, coffee's definitely bribe. So yeah, Lee, I'm going to send the workbooks to you. Lee's on tour at the moment, so he hasn't got a printer, so I'm going to print the workbooks out and send them to Lee, so that you've got them. I would definitely start it, mate, if you've got time. At least start getting familiar with the videos. You can always go back over them. This is something that you can watch more than once as well, just to really drill it into you. When you're going back, you're going through it the first time, there might be new information on there, and this is introducing you to new concepts, and it's asking you quite tough questions as well. Don't rush over the questions. Really think about it. You don't have to burn through the course. There's like over 4 hours of video there. I mean, you could sit down literally if you wanted and do it all in like a day, I guess, if you went, right, I'm going to sit through everything. But although there's 4 hours of video, there's a lot of exercises in there where you have to pause the video and do it. So it's going to take you a lot more than 4 hours to do. But you go through it at your own pace, whatever feels right for you. You might want to spread it out over 4 weeks, 5 weeks, or you might want to just burn through it in a week. That's what I'm pleased about. I can go back. Yeah, you can always go back. It's yours, Carl. You keep that forever now, mate. You use that. And then what we're going to do on the live sessions, is hopefully people will have at least, on the first live session, we'll at least gone through Unit 1, and we're going to cover the things in Unit 1. But we're also going to be having open Q&A as well. So it's going to be Q&A about Unit 1 though. So to make it fair for everybody, the people who had it the longest will have done 3, 4 and 5 maybe. So on the first live call, we're only going to be talking about Unit 1 for everybody. But we're also then going to be getting people on live to talk about their experiences within Unit 1, sharing that, and they can maybe even help teach the people who haven't been through the unit fully yet, that kind of thing. Then on week 2, we'll do Unit 2, 3, 4 and 5, and so on. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's no limit on those calls either. I'll just stay on them for as long as people want to stay on them for. We'll just do, we'll blab for 2-3 hours or whatever it takes, so that people get the most value out of those. But I'm super pumped about it. I'm so excited. I'm just so pleased that people are buying into it. So it's great. If you do want to get in early before the public launch and you're watching these scopes, bulletproofactorcourses.com, and you can buy it now. But it won't be available for the other people who don't watch these scopes or aren't part of the Facebook group until late January. So guys, I hope that's kind of been useful for you. Fingers crossed it has been, and it just reminds you of those life lessons that we all knew as kids, but as we grow up we just forget. We forget these things. Kim's looking forward to the first blab. I am, and you know what? It will be our first blab as well. Because I probably won't do one before that. Maybe we should do like a practice one instead of a Periscope one night. If people actually, you know what? Download the Blab app to your iPhone or your iPad. You can also use it on any laptop or any computer. As long as you've got a webcam and a mic, you can use it on your desktop computer, which is awesome. So we can just test it out, and we'll just get on and have a chat one night instead of one of these Periscopes. We'll do it on Blab and see how that works. But that'll be cool. But it will be, it'll be interesting. I just think it's a much more interactive way, and people can be very honest. And you know what? It's not all. I don't want everything to be about me. We can learn a lot from each other. And what I like about the way that we do all this stuff is that we're all learning together really at the same time, you know. I have to act as a child in a performance next week. Oh, there you go, Kim. Well, that'll be a challenge for you. To go back to regressing to act like a child is quite hard as an adult. I've had to do that at drama school. It was quite difficult. Just great, everything about the Bulletproof. This Bulletproof, blab that, boom, blab that, Carl. It's wicked, which is really, really cool. But I'm glad people are enjoying it. Friday, very quickly before I go, we're going to be looking at a book by a chap called Napoleon Hill. It's one of like the all-time great books of personal development. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I act like a kid in my Panto tour, but I act like a kid anyway. Yeah, you do, Lee, but that's good. You don't have to grow up, Peter Pan. Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill interviewed he came into contact. This is the book. It was written a while ago, and it started about. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book. Really hard. That's about acting as a kid. It is hard, Kim. So about the book, he met a guy called Andrew. Oh, what's the guy's name? It begins with C. Napoleon Hill met this guy. I'll think of his name. It's been so long since I've read the book. But he was America's first billionaire. Okay, he was a steel magnate from Scotland. He was actually born in Scotland, moved to America, and he was America's first billionaire. Napoleon Hill met him, and this guy said, "Look, I want you to do a study on the science of success over 20 years." Over 20 years, Andrew introduced this guy to 504 Carnegie. Yes, Steve, that's it. Andrew Carnegie, yeah, absolutely. Boom, nice one. Thank you so much. He introduced Napoleon Hill to I think it was 504 of the greatest minds in America at that time. We're talking people like Henry Ford, creator of Ford Motor Cars, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell. You know, people who have literally kind of redefined humanity, I guess, and the way that we do things. And then what he did is he distilled all of that knowledge down into 17 principles of how to think and grow rich, effectively. And we're going to be looking at over the next 4 Periscope book clubs on Friday. So the Bulletproof book clubs on Fridays. We're going to look at 4 of the most important principles within that book. It's so cheap as well. It's like a £5 on Amazon, but you should get it. I read it like, I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that. You know, it really got me into kind of, you know, personal development and looking at business in a big way. And I think it's a bit of a game changer for a lot of people. It's generally one of the first books people read in personal development that gives them the bug to go, right, I'm going to kind of, I'm going to get more into this. But it's so it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But like I say, it's 17 invaluable principles. So yeah, I want to have a look at that. I think that'll be useful. It's been years since I've read it. I ordered it on Amazon today. It's coming tomorrow. And if you want to get it, like I say, it's $5. I think it's the cheapest book we've looked at on I think on Periscope book clubs, Bulletproof book clubs. So far, so it would be great, yeah, if you got that, and we can all read it together. So that's going to be Friday. So until then, I mean, that's going to be 10 p.m. Be there. Or like I said last time, be in bed because you're getting up at 6 a.m. But I can go to bed at 11 and still get up at 6. If I can do it, because I'm pretty, I need sleep. You can do it too. Make sure you are there, and we'll all have a good time. So until then, guys, any parting comments? Anyone going to go and check out Bulletproof Actor now? BulletproofActorCourses.com. Until then, I'll 6 a.m. tomorrow. Absolutely, Lee. Yeah, no, definitely. I have to be because I've got to be on a train going down to Stoke early to do this talk at a charity. Awesome. Steve's going to be there. Wicked. You might transform me into a runner, but not a morning person. It's well, like I say, I just want people to try it. It might not be for you, and there is definitely. I am not an advocate of telling people when they should get up. Sometimes people go, oh, to have success you have to get up early in the morning. You know what, if it works better for you staying up late at night and you're still working the same amount of hours in the day, but you're working your extra 4 hours at night as opposed to your extra 4 hours in the morning, do what works for you. That's the most important thing. We are all individuals. If we weren't, it'd be a very boring place. Cheers, Nina, absolute pleasure, great having you on again. Meeting tomorrow about the show. Might be doing the summit. That's exciting. Kim, keep us posted about that then. That's awesome. And yeah, if you're watching this and you're not part of the Bulletproof Actor book club, not book club, I'm losing my mind tonight, the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group, then get yourself over to facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. Enjoy your shift tomorrow, Sam. And if you're an actor and you're not part of the Act on This community, come to actonthis.tv and get to bulletproofactor.com and then bulletproofactorcourses.com and VO Focus if you want to get involved in voiceover. I've got a lot of websites and it's just like put them all into one or something. Right, pleasure, Sasha. I'm going now, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. Enjoy tomorrow, and I'll see you on Friday, 10 p.m. for Think.